Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It is Tuesday, February 28th, and I'm sorry that there was no video last week. There were technical difficulties that were beyond my control, and I don't know what is up with that video that I recorded last week, but it may or may not get up before the month is over. Probably not. So just pretend that that never happened. Okay, so I apologize if I'm talking really fast, but I'm probably not going to be able to edit this video because there's like a 90% chance that I might be leaving in like 10 minutes. And I'm not going to have time to edit this video, so that's what's happening right now. I've wanted to do this video for a while since I read the book, while I was reading the book, but I never really knew how to like broach the subject at all because it's kind of weird. But seeing as with Katie's video and then Dan's kind of angry, more ranty video, this has kind of been like the week of like spilling feelings. And then I saw something kind of inconsequential on Tumblr this morning, and it was just a post that said something about how when you're reading, like that moment when you're reading a book and you know something, you know that a character is going to die, and you close the book like closing the book is going to keep them alive. And that's, while I was reading The Fault in Our Stars on the airplane, I had that moment where I had to physically close the book because I could not keep reading. And I had so many emotions, and I was sitting there and I was crying on the plane, and it was a horrible experience. And I got out I carry a small notebook in my purse, and I had to like journal my feelings. And I basically just wanted to read what I wrote sitting there on the airplane in the middle. So these are just kind of like my stream of consciousness rambling thoughts that happened. And there are extreme major spoilers for The Fault in Our Stars. If you haven't figured that out yet, that's what's happening. So I'm just basically going to read this, and it's probably not going to make any sense. And hopefully my phone doesn't go off while I'm still reading. Okay. Augustus Waters vomits all over himself in a car, and I cry so hard that I feel like I'm disturbing everyone else on the plane, even though I'm being as silent as possible, which is easy when the roar of the engine drowns out the small, pitiful noises I make. I have to reach up and press the call button because I can't bear to snot all over myself anymore, and the flight attendant comes promptly, yet loudly, and wakes my sleeping seat partner. I tell her very simply that my book is making me cry, and can she please bring me some napkins or something. But the same roar that saved me from discovering before muffle my words to where she only hears I'm crying and immediately goes into a panic of what's wrong, are you okay? And I want so much to tell her that no, I'm not okay. Things are not okay. Isaac is not okay. Hazel is not okay. Augustus is not okay. Nothing is okay. But I can't say that even though I'm thinking it, so I just say louder this time, the book. It's making me cry. And she darts off to bring me some tissues, and I'm still fingering the edge of page 247, so wanting to finish the story, but so terrified to know. I sit and I wish so hard that this were an Imperial affliction, and that the story could just end there, and even though I'd want to know, I wouldn't have to know. I could live in ignorance and debate my own theories. The stewardess brings my tissues and asks to see the book, which I hand over hastily, eager to stop looking at it and stop contemplating the finality of what I'm sure comes next. She hands it back and says, mostly to herself, "You're adorable. Oh my God, you're adorable," crying over a book. And suddenly I'm angry because, one, there's nothing adorable about a grown-ass woman crying over a book about teenage love, and two, crying over a book is a totally legitimate reason to cry, and even if I'm slightly ashamed that it had to happen in public. But a book makes you cry because it fills you with so much emotion that you simply have to cry, or you go mad with it all. And so I sit here, not wanting to, but knowing that I must keep going. I must keep reading because the fictional Peter Van Houten is wrong. The fictional characters in books do exist after the book is closed, even if the story is unfinished, and I owe it to these characters who exist for me to carry on and keep going. I make myself feel the same pain that they feel, and so I do. And I wrote that on January 12th at 8:49 p.m. on an airplane, and the pages are kind of wet because I cried on them. And yeah, so that's what The Fault in Our Stars made me feel. If that answers your question, Katie. And hey, my phone didn't go off, so that's good. We're still on schedule. And that was probably a terrible way to end the month talking about The Fault in Our Stars, but that's what we're getting. And Kalinda, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Fare thee well, Bookfighters.